Snip, snip, buzz, buzz, we're changing her hair for someone who needs a reminder we care. With Bond Barbie flair and a whole lot of heart, this Fashionista's getting a glow-up restart. Hey besties, today we're doing a very special makeover, not just for the glam, but for the love. Our makeover muse is Fashionista number 234. She came to us rocking a shiny purple dress, an unarticulated body, some serious, gorgeous, long brown saran hair. But this time, it's not just about the doll, it's about cheering up someone who's been going through a rough time. My sweet and stylish friend, Posh Barbie Boy, has been having a rough week, and I wanted to do something kind and personal to lift their spirits. So I let them choose from a couple dolls I had waiting for a glow-up, and they picked this one. The doll actually reminds me of them, and with their adorable Barbiecore style, I knew I had everything I needed to make this doll fabulous using pieces I already had on hand. So let's get started. We're going full transformation, a fresh blonde reroute, a full style session, and then we'll be boxing this doll up in a custom looks doll package to ship off to New York. I hope she brings a little joy, glam, and a whole lot of love to my friend. Here are the clothing outfit pieces that I've picked out from my collection. And you can see this isn't the purple dress that the doll would have come in. I had her in the dress from the other Fashionista that already got the makeover. And you may notice I practiced the wolf cut on this doll before doing the wolf cut video. I have my number 5 needles out from Shimmer Locks. And I like using my clippers to shave the doll's head. The closer the hair is shaved to the head, the easier it is to scrape it out later. Once we've shaved all of the hair off as short as we can get it, we're ready to remove the head. And I like to use it by putting the whole head and shoulders into near boiling water from my electric kettle. For me, I find that works better with less breakages. I have had no neck peg breakages since I've been dunking the heads in the boiling water. I think part of that is because it bends the prongs out of the way. It heats up the prongs inside the head better than other methods. I've already modified this neck peg to make it easier to remove, but I wasn't sure that was the case when I was removing the head. The next step is I like to use my flathead screwdriver to scrape the plugs. This gets them to land all inside the head. It's really satisfying. Watch them disappearing from the surface of the head. I like the head to be nice and soft from the heat of the hot water, and that makes this easier and less likely to rip holes as the plugs come out. But if it is an older doll head, they can be somewhat brittle and just prone to splitting or breaking, and it could have absolutely nothing to do with you and your technique. I'm just using the flat end and using some force to scrape along the inside of the head until I can't see or feel any more hair on the surface. I sped this up 5 times faster than normal speed to make it go a little bit quicker. And then I'm using my pliers. They also look like hemostat pliers to get all of the hair out from inside the head until I'm frustrated about trying to get the last few pieces out. And then I like to use water to flush the last little bit of the hair out of the head. Totally optional. You can see by all the little plugs inside the cup that it does work. Once all of the hair's been removed from outside and inside the head, we're ready to remove the paint. If I was using the same color, I would have just left it on. I think the skin tone is close enough to the color of the hair. We won't be repainting the head, and that will save us a step here, trying to find matching color. And this is the hair that I'll be using. It's blonde hair, and I have to cut it into somewhat short lengths, shorter than I would normally use for a reroute, to make sure that I have enough. I have some 6-inch lengths there that actually look pretty good, and then I have a bunch of 12-inch. And pretty early on, I realized that 12-inch long hair is just not going to be enough, and I cut it in half so that all of the hair ends up being about, say, the middle of her back, close to the waistband of her pants. Kind of typical Barbie doll length, really. So I like to start. I have my trusty assistant, Dixie. I don't, that video won't be coming up until next month, but trust me, I have a Dixie Mattel doll that you'll get to see in an upcoming video. It's a collaboration, and the other collaborators needed a little more time. 2 of the people involved are 3D printing their dolls and making BJD dolls, ball jointed dolls, for their part of the collaboration. It should be amazing. Mine's clumsy, hilarious. I learned a lot. Anyway, I don't want to ruin things, but my video should be super entertaining, if not the most spectacular results that you've ever seen. And then for spectacular results, there's where my collaborators come in. They have amazing projects and way more experience under their belt. I do believe if I was working on a BJD doll, I probably could have done a lot better. I'm used to working on larger things than Barbie dolls. This is what's new for me, is painting on Barbie dolls. Many, many years ago, I actually even made porcelain dolls and hand painted them and so forth. But anyway, today we're working on this Barbie doll for my friend who's been having a rough time. One of the things I noticed that we have a lot in common, or at least it seems to me, that we both are people pleasers. So we try our hardest to please everyone and make everyone happy. And that's not really possible. So I think, I make myself unhappy sometimes by setting unrealistic expectations. I'm not saying this is true for them. I just think that they also might be a people pleaser. And then another thing I think that we have in common was maybe having creepy people pick on us when we're out in public, on public transit, or say at a bar or something like that. Creepy people will hit on you and be creepy. And then, of course, we love dolls. We have that in common. And so I thought it would be really nice to make a gift, to cheer them up. And I was mentioning to my daughter that's in college that still lives at home, that I was making this to cheer them up, and that if only I could cheer her up by making her a custom doll. And she's like, by the way, actually, you can. She hasn't really ever been much interested in dolls, not anything that I'm interested in usually. But she's like, yeah, actually, I want a Blythe doll. Blythe dolls have become very popular. I want a mini-me Blythe doll. So I went online and picked a doll that she felt like, was a good start doll for her mini-me, and then set her off to go outfit shopping and things like that. I did suggest that I could, offer her to choose from what I have, but what I have is not her style. It's not going to look like her. If she wants a girly girl Barbiecore doll, I'm set. We're good to go. But that's not really her style. So I thought she might have more fun shopping for outfits and things like that for the project. And then I'll do the customization. I have 3 or 4 I'll be doing. I need to earn some more doll shopping money. So I'll be customizing a few dolls to add to my Etsy shop. The listing is over on my homepage. And I'll share at least some or part of the making of those dolls. And then my little sister, my dad and his 3rd wife adopted one of his wife's family members was adopted. So I have a little sister that's like 30 years younger than me as a result. And she likes dolls. And I already told her I'd make her a custom Blythe doll for her birthday in July. So I let her pick from the 3 that I had out on hand already, not including the one for my daughter, 3 that I had on hand that I wanted to customize. And I let her pick the one she wanted. And to my great surprise, she said that she wanted an Alice in Wonderland theme, which is a favorite theme for me. So fun and really surprising because she prefers gothic things. She likes living dead dolls when she dresses up and does makeup and things like that. She likes like a really creepy gothic vibe. And so I was kind of expecting that that's more like what she wanted. And I was planning on doing some research to try to figure out, what her aesthetic was and, to make it something that she would like. Ask her what her favorite living dead doll was or, try to get some samples. But since she asked for an Alice in Wonderland doll, That's easy. I know that theme well. I know exactly where to get the costume, so I'm good to go for that. So I'll be making her an Alice in Wonderland themed Blythe doll. And then I have like a with long chestnut hair doll, and then a dark skin doll with a bob and bangs. That's super cute. She looks a little bit like Dora Explorer. Maybe. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll pop some pictures of the dolls up on my posts and ask for some ideas for themes and storylines. Something I could do, say princess theme, or I don't know. Anyways, think of some themes, and if it's something I have the stuff for and I can do it, that would be great. And then I'll be listing those in my Etsy shop. On screen, you can see I'm plugging away on the reroute project. I spent most of my time off camera, which is why I'm spending so much time with you here now. I filmed this first part, shut off the camera. I think I checked back in one time during the process, and then that was it. As happens, and I've mentioned this in my other videos, is sometimes when I'm working, I get to chatting and having fun, hanging out with other people in the room, and I either don't forget or just don't want to be bothered with reaching up, turning on the camera, and making sure I'm in frame and all of that. If I'm having a really good time hanging out with other people when I'm working, I'm definitely not doing as good of a job on the video. When I do a better job on the video is when I'm in the room alone by myself. I'm setting the timer, I'm checking in and out regularly at that case, but that didn't happen for this project. Why don't I go ahead and let's cut to the next part of the video. Let's jump ahead here. Well, and jump ahead we did. So you could see I already noticed the hair that was longer, I just cut to length. I finished the entire doll and then came back to show you that I'll be using a small amount of the Fabri-Tac glue inside the head. I have the hair kind of tied back. She looked pretty as a brunette. She also looks pretty as a blonde. I really like this face. And one of the doll channels, I can't recall whom, said that this was the first and only time this face has been used so far, which I thought was interesting. I normally don't like faces with open mouths, but I do really like this one. So she won me over. We'll let this set, and then when it's all done, we'll get her head back on and look at the finished product. From purple dress to golden hair, styled with love and Barbie flair, a makeover made with kindness and care, sent off to hugs through New York air. Thank you so much for watching, besties. This makeover was really close to my heart. Gift giving is one of my love languages. Not just a little doll glow up, but a little gift of love and glam for a friend that needed a smile. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, and if you want to send some love to Posh Barbie Boy, you can find their Insta link below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you love doll makeovers with a side of heart, and I'll see you in the next one.